Hello and welcome to The Secret Mind. My name's Julian and welcome to HypnoMONDAY. That's what we're going to call it. Every Monday we're going to be doing something on hypnosis. I'm going to be doing something on hypnosis. And today we're going to be talking about chronic pain and the use of hypnosis in helping relieve it, which isn't as crazy as you might sound. There's a fair amount of evidence that hypnosis can help pain. It's not a big leap of imagination. If you go on a course for it and there's another doctor there, it's pretty likely they're going to be an anaesthetist. Anaesthetists usually run the pain clinics in hospitals, and they also deal with post-operative pain, dealing with all the unpleasant things the surgeon has done. And anaesthetists are no fools. I used to be one, an anaesthetist, not a fool. And before we start talking about that, I just want to talk to you something about the way the body heals. And it's a physical thing. Have you ever had a wart on your foot or your finger or somewhere? Have you ever tried to get rid of it? What happens? You go and get something from the pharmacist or you get something from the doctor. What's that going to be? I remember doing clinics where that was, the GP would blast it off with some liquid nitrogen. Yeah, so that means a cylinder of nitrogen had to be delivered to the practice that day, so it could be kept at minus degrees centigrade, which is very cold and it's very dangerous. And we used to freeze things off for about 10 seconds, and we were told they had good success rates with little skin things. And if not, you could repeat the treatment. It was just uncomfortable for a short time until the nerve endings froze, and that was that. But it was quite hardcore. A cylinder of nitrogen being delivered that day. A lot of organisation. How many GPs are doing that at the moment in the UK? Not many, I don't think. So you could also have you could buy a cold spray. Ever done that? Buy a cold spray to freeze it from the pharmacist. It costs a fortune, and you open up the lid and they tell you, yeah, we've got 97% success rate, and you try it and it feels more like a 3% success rate, let's say. So big claims, but is that really going to solve the problem? And it's only a little wart, so nobody really cares about you getting rid of it. What else are you going to do? The pharmacist might give you some salicylic acid, just a bit of acid to put on it. What's it trying to do? To burn down to the bottom of where presumably the virus is that's caused the wart, and agitate it. But it might have quite a lot of thick skin to go through. Is dropping a little bit of salicylic acid on that really going to get down to the bottom of where the change needs to take place? Is it going to get to that point? Just that point? Or are you going to give it a bit of a helping hand by scraping off some of that hard skin with a pumice stone, maybe, or softening it up, or really burrowing down until you maybe even draw blood? So getting down to where the salicylic acid can do its job. Are you going to do that? Could do that. So there's acid, there's heat. Some people might try and heat it off with a laser. Will be a bit dramatic, but that's the idea. You know, there's other things that cause diathermies, that cause temperature. A little bit difficult to do at home, but there's plenty of people who've cured them with all sorts of things, with a compass point of a pair of compasses. I'm not recommending this. They're not sterilized, obviously, but the point is, it's agitation, isn't it, that causes the healing. What's actually healing it? Your own system. It's not the acid. It's not the hot poker. It's not the freezy spray. It's not the pumice stone. It's the fact that something has got down to the bottom of where that virus has been hiding. It's been agitated, and then your own healing influence, your healing system, has been activated to heal your skin as it normally does in the rest of the body if you get a knock or a cut or an infection. So it's just some form of agitation, and it's easier for you to understand how much of that you can cope with than it is for your doctor. They don't want to hurt you with too much acid or too much nitrogen or too cold a spray or too hot a poker. And they can sometimes not prioritize the little things as something that's actually bothering you, and that if you don't do something about, maybe there for years and years and years and years and years. But once you realize what the principle is of reaching that point of healing, that point where the virus has been hiding away, it doesn't take much to sort it out. Any of those things would do that we mentioned there. You might just be able to put it in some orange juice at that point if you get far enough, just to finish it off, and then the healing is activated. Not by the orange juice. I'm not recommending that as a therapy. I'm just talking figuratively. So we get the principle. So the point of change can be very small, but its consequences can linger on for a long time. And that's sometimes what pain does. So later on we're going to do a little hypnotic pattern to resolve pain. And the pain we're talking about, this is a disclaimer, is pain you've already been to your doctor about, or pain that you know is chronic pain, pain that your doctors are having trouble with. Because pain is a signal. It's a signal that there's something wrong, sometimes, or a signal that your body is trying to communicate to you. That's fine. You need to act on that, not overreact, but monitor it, and if you're concerned or if there's other symptoms, see your doctor. But if you've seen them and they're having difficulty controlling it with various medications, what are they treating? What part of the pain are they treating with the medication? Because pain has a number of parts: physical parts, sensory parts, and emotional parts. And it's all processed through your very plastic brain. And you can influence some of those parts. And that's what we're going to talk about today, or try to do today. We're not going to talk about it, we're going to give it a go. And in giving it a go, if you find you have one of these pains that you've seen your doctor about, and your doctor is happy there's nothing serious going on, and you're happy to try this, then just be exactly that, somebody who's happy to try something. You've got nothing to lose. We're not using any knives, we're not using any liquid nitrogen over the internet, we're not using any freezy sprays, there's nothing dangerous here. So just make sure you're not driving a car or doing anything important with heavy machinery, and that you could just relax and enjoy the time. Take it as a bit of a time out. So that is a little thing on healing that I just wanted to say, and that is also a little bit of a disclaimer. Now, I want to, if I was seeing you as a client, I'd probably be taking a bit of a history of the pain. As a medic, I'd want to know that you had acquitted it and it had been looked at and there was nothing serious there. But if I was just seeing you as a hypnotist, then we'd just be hoping that we're at that stage, those things were done, and you could just go ahead and you've identified pain that is useless. It's given out all its signals. It's told you all the information it needs to tell you. But for some reason, it's keeping telling you, rather unhelpfully, for you wanting to get on with your day. So when we talk about hypnosis, these are skills of focus and also relaxation. They sound like opposites, don't they? But you can have relaxed focus. They come easily to some people. Some people have it and born with it. For some people, it's Maybelline. Now, some people, it's not. I wasn't born with the ability to be a brilliant hypnotic subject. I'm not that talented at being that. You might be, but it's something we can all get better at. And for some people, it's just hard to place their critic aside. It doesn't matter about whether but your belief isn't required, it isn't necessary. I don't care whether you believe in hypnosis or I don't even know what that means really. It's a process that is a natural process in the body. It's not spooky. So, but it is a bit unusual. So it's understand how people can feel a little bit scared of it. Is that the right word? You decide. But if people find it a bit wacky and a bit playful, that's fine. Playful ways of finding solutions are all right in my book. That's a good way to find solutions. And I invite you to do that as you think of more solutions and more things to do with the time you're not spending giving yourself pain, when at the end of this, you're unable to feel that pain anymore. What are you going to do with all that free time? So anyway, the challenge is just to get something out of it, just maybe to notice something different, in your body, just something that you notice. But set yourself on the task of noticing something. Practice in all this sort of stuff makes permanent. That's why a video isn't a bad idea. You can go and replay it, have another go, see if you notice something different next time. Before you know it, a pain that is useless pain can shatter. It can fall like a pack of cards, and you'll wonder, what on earth was I doing, rehearsing that pain over and over again to no great value. So we both have a part to play in this. Now, my part is that my voice will go with you on this journey, but even that's not necessary. You could record your own voice somewhere and just do it that way. You can take control of the journey as well, and I can just meet you at the end. I'm just acting as a guide here to open a few doors for you, maybe close a few others as well. You don't need to do anything consciously. Just let your unconscious mind do that. You don't even need to think about what that means. You just go along with it. Take as many flights of fancy as you like. Take as many flights of fancy as you can. But take part as best you can. So, if necessary, just pretend you're the greatest person ever at going on short trips like this. Just pretend. That is your part in the cast. Now, what I might do is, some of you will never seen hypnosis at work. We might do something where we attach your fingers together so they're magnetically held together, or a few other sort of exercises that might test whether you are a good candidate for hypnosis. As I say, they might test. I'm not sure I believe they do really, but it's part of the process. But we're not doing that. So I just want to assume that you've done something like that. I asked you to stick your fingers together, and because I asked you to do it in a certain way, you've kind of found they were stuck together, and you couldn't really release them maybe until permission was given. I gave you permission, and then you could release them. It was a bit of fun that we had, and you were brilliant at it. Well done. Can we move on? So, you are going to get used to going into a fantasy place to do this. So I want you to get comfortable. Get comfortable, a nice comfortable position. Maybe sit back in your chair or on the bed. Headphones would probably be useful. And ask yourself, am I ready to be hypnotized? Address yourself by your own name. And if you are, if you're ready to make those changes that will give you complete freedom over unnecessary pain, then get comfortable and sit back in your chair. Take a nice deep breath in. Close your eyes only as quickly as you're ready to relax. Okay. I may ask you to go deeper, but what does that even mean? What does it even mean? Doesn't matter. It means different things to different people. It doesn't matter one bit. Whatever it means to you is absolutely fine by me. It's a letting go. Just a little bit, maybe a lot. Continuing to be aware, becoming more interested in your inner experience and seeing this as a timeout, recognizing that there's a conscious aspect to your experience, and then there's the rest of you. We'll call that rest of you your unconscious or subconscious. I always prefer subconscious because I've seen too many people unconscious and they need certain active treatments at that time to reverse that. Anyway, doesn't matter. This part of your body, the subconscious, runs every cell and every system in your body. It runs a state where you continue to be aware, but you can become more interested in your inner experiences. Let go. With no handrails, no guide ropes. Imagine there's nothing even worth holding on to as you go deeper into the experience. Drift safely, so that my voice just becomes something in the background. Go deeper into the experience known as say your name. Knowing you're in control means that you can completely let go. And as you sit or lie there, listening to me, you can begin to relax. Enjoy having nothing to do for a moment. Nobody wants anything. Nobody expects anything. Just listen to the sound of my voice. You might notice the things that you'd normally overlook, the sounds inside the room, whirring of the computer, little noises from next door, or the comfort of the chair as you relax. These are all things that your brain is perceiving all the time, automatically. Just for a moment, you're going to put them under a magnifying glass. It's doing so many things behind the scenes. Things that you can influence. Turn your attention inward. Notice all those things, the colours in your mind's eye, thoughts, images, sensations, and allow that gradual shift of your awareness. Just taking your time as you allow that letting go to occur. There's no time limit, no pressure. Letting go even of the effort that it takes to be aware of everything I say. As you notice your own inner voice and what it might say. Notice the feeling of relaxation. Maybe a little bit of heaviness around your eyes. Spreads all the way down your body till you feel your feet feel heavy on the floor. Now, just let your muscles slip out of gear. Notice the feelings. Make a mental note and register something about that feeling. Something that helps you give it a label, maybe. Something that were it to happen to you again, you'd recognize that as an early part of relaxation. Something unique to you. It might be a bit of warmth or a tingle or a type of happy clarity or dreaminess. Anything at all. Like a stone on a path that you needed to find again, so that when you return to this path, you'll just go down it a little bit quicker, a bit easier. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to do exactly the same thing again. You already know the path that we're going to walk down or float down. Your subconscious has already started to identify what this relaxed state looks like and what it feels like. It's different for everybody. It's your secret and it's your superpower. And with practice, you can notice a whole catalogue of aspects to this experience. And you can put a switch on each one and switch it on under your control. Ridiculous? Of course not. Normal. physiological. Just using your own circuitry. So in a moment you'll find that you can open your eyes. And the next time that I ask you to open and close your eyes, you can be twice as relaxed as you are now. Now that you know the general direction of travel, and you know that nothing needs to be exact or perfect, and nobody cares about that here, this is a skill that gets better with time and practice. So open your eyes, take a deep breath in, and slowly let it out. As you sit there listening to my voice, look up with your eyes as high as you can, and then as slowly as you can, close your eyes. Breathe. And relax so that your eyes are twice as heavy as before. Your muscles slipping out of gear. Twice as calm, twice as in control. That's right. Now, if I was seeing you in a consulting room, I might ask you to give me a signal about how you could respond in positive or negative ways to certain questions. Be looking for certain twitches or cues. Can't do that here, but you can ask yourself them. You can see a few. You can notice your own answers to my instructions, ones that you can go along with, ones that you can't. And you can ask your subconscious to take over the running of this problem, of this process rather. It's already given you a problem. If you have an unnecessary pain you want to get rid of, if that's why you're doing this, then I want you to hand that signal to the part of you that runs this pain. We're going to be talking to the part of you that runs this pain. The brain, as you know, has many parts. A part of it, whether it's physically identifiable or it's communicated around the wider brain, it is a part that is definitely giving you this pain. That is the part you're going to be talking to. Now when that part is fully in control, that signal may occur. Now behind every behavior, everything, there's a positive intent. When your body delivers this pain, it doesn't mean you ill. There's a positive intent to warn you about something. So I want you to thank the part for what it's been doing for you. It's been giving you this pain. You're thinking to yourself, thanks, but no thanks now. Thank you for warning me. I hear your warning. But my doctors say this is a useless pain and now I want rid of it. Because it's been giving you the same information over and over again. Like telling the same joke over and over again with diminishing returns. What would you call somebody who did something like that? I want to reassure that part that whatever it is, it can find other ways to warn you, other ways to reassure you, other ways to free you of this habit. It can turn all its attention now to freeing you of this pain. The warning has been heard. Ask it to find new routes for its energy. Ask that part in your own mind to start searching at some level to find new choices, other ways to continue being useful to you, but without this whole pain thing that it's been lumbering you with. You're done with that now. Something that's more relevant to your new life and how you'll be in the future, not the life of before, when you used to have that pain. Imagine that power in that part is a skilled operator. Somebody who never says no what to a client, that part who is going to make a lasting change by finding new keys to new locks. It might just be as simple as looking at something in a different way. Or filling that time it's spent with much more positive things. I bet you can think of 5 or 10 or 20 more positive things to be doing than concentrating on this pain. Go ahead and do that now. That's it. Take your time. Take all the time you need. And breathe. Doctors are not adequate at dealing with a lot of pains. Therapies are limited. The delivery of pain may be or appear to be mandatory, but suffering is optional. Imagine if pain only made us laugh. Tickles make some people happy or angry. But this pain has lasted beyond its usefulness. And when it affects quality of life, it's time for quality of life to fight back. Now, as the part works brilliantly for you in doing this and finding new routes, I want you to get a sense of yourself after this session free of the pain. Imagine that. Imagine that need has gone. That response is gone. The call has fallen silent. The call being the pain has fallen silent. Imagine going about the rest of the day, the rest of the week, the weekend, and the upcoming holidays completely free of the pain. Get a sense of yourself looking back to now, realizing it was going away. Finding all those new activities, new thoughts, replacement thoughts, fresh ideas, new priorities, re-invoking old hobbies that you may have lost contact with, or reconstructing and reconnecting with new habits, ideas, friends, loved ones, family. Anybody who wishes the best for us. Know that it is easy and painless to walk away from this pain, so they'll never bother you again. The harder you try to remember what it was like to engage in, the more distant the need to be far away from it. I want to ask that part that's thought of all these other options to pick the best one. Pick the one that believes to be the best one that will set you free today. Like sending an old employee to the Human Resources Department to find a new job for themselves. Take it inside. Install it as part of who you are. Notice how it fits. Is it a perfect fit straight off? Well, maybe not. But can you wriggle into it? How does this new you try on for size? As you get used to that new pattern of the new you, the new pain-free you, I want you to take a moment to ask any parts that were connected with that original part, because the brain is all connected, isn't it? Everything's connected. any parts that have been affected by your change, to make necessary adjustments as well. Otherwise, the part that's just changed will stick out like a sore thumb. May get a bit of peer pressure to go back to the mischief making he was doing before. But if the other parts around him, or her, make little adjustments as well, then that'll sit a lot nicer. They can take all the time they need. Take that time now. And breathe. That's right. So we've got one more exercise to do. As you're sitting there comfortably, I want you to focus on your breathing. I want you to pretend and imagine that you're breathing in calmness and breathing out any remaining tension. And as you continue to breathe like this, just focus on your body and let any remaining tension go. Say relax to yourself. Relax. 4 times. Relax. 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 Just become more aware of the ideas and images that are drifting into your mind automatically and drift further down. Now I'd like to allow yourself to have the experience of drifting out of your body, up and out of your body. And drift away from your body and drift, way up above your body, hundreds and thousands of feet above your body, leaving all physical and emotional ties behind. Notice how it feels up there. And as you look around, notice the variety of things that compete for your attention. Now in your mind's eye, I want you to look down, and way down, way down below, you'll see a target, like an archery target. That contains every useless pain you've ever had. In a moment, when you hear this sound, swoosh, you'll be shot like an arrow straight at that bullseye. When you hear that sound, swoosh, you'll be shot like an arrow straight at that bullseye. It'll be unpleasant, uncomfortable, and you'll just feel that pain, that useless pain, one last time. It will be the most intense pain you've ever felt, but it will only last for a split second. And then you'll burst through it into a place where you're completely free of that, where you're just spirit, where there are no physical thoughts, just ideas. Those ideas have been jet-washed by the universe, where useless pains are behind you. I want you to be brave about it, but it will be the last time it will ever affect you. Get ready to say your goodbyes. Get ready for the swoosh sound. Swoosh! As you pass through it and out the other side into a place of complete bliss, calm, open, aware, just drifting in a place completely free of any unnecessary emotional reactions, drifting as a mind, free of all earthly ties, free of all distractions, in a wonderful feeling of open awareness, completely free of any unnecessary agitation. I want you to drift now to the other side of the room that you're sitting in. Drift to the other side of the room you're sitting in, and from there you'll see yourself sitting in that chair. You can see yourself. I want you to notice that from the other side of the room, as you watch yourself sitting in that chair, that every ounce of agitation and unnecessary pain has gone from your body. And those thoughts have left your mind. Notice what you look like without that pain, without that unnecessary discomfort. Your body cannot feel these things on its own, and your spirit has been washed clean of unnecessary, painful thoughts. You can't experience them. You cannot feel that anymore. You're completely separated from your body as you drift there, completely free. Now, in a while, you're going to drift back over to your body and reintegrate, but only as quickly as your body and mind can make all the changes necessary that will allow you the freedom from any unnecessary pain. Only then will you drift back over to your body and drop down into your body. Take your time. Go ahead. Take your time. Get ready to be fully integrated. Go ahead. Just notice any changes that you've been able to make along the way on this journey. Any incidental things you've noticed, anything that will map the route, anything that you can rehearse again, anything you'd like to revisit or have another run at. Reintegrate, lock in. Everything fits. Just shore up those changes. You did brilliantly. In a moment, I'm going to count from 1 to 5, and on 5 you'll come back. You'll be fully orientated, refreshed and revitalized, knowing, of course, you've not been asleep, and awake and ready to be refreshed and revitalized. 1, feeling your feet on the floor, your hands resting there. 2, life and energy coming back into your muscles, your toes, your legs, your abdomen, into your chest and arms and neck. Taking a deep breath, filling the chest, that's right. And out, imagine that energy-giving oxygen whizzing around your system. Take another deep breath, remembering to go forward and improve these changes and consolidate them as and when needed. And a big stretch. And able to relax. And I want you to try and find that pain. Test yourself. See if this has been effective. Try and find the pain that you started with and find that you cannot. And the harder you try, the more it will be distant. So it's just a memory. Like a jigsaw puzzle where the pieces have been reorganized. You can't re-look at that. You can't mix up the pieces and then just look at it and make it into that original pattern, because that pattern has gone forever. It's in another pattern now. Something else is going on. You've got spaces to fill, things to do, things that the unnecessary pain was blocking before. Take all the time it needs just to fully reorientate yourself after that. And then rejoin me. Wake yourself up and unrelax. Not really. And see if you got something out of that. This is something that can be revisited. And now you know the route. It can be rehearsed. So feel free to revisit that. Revisit this video and give it another go. If you found it useful, like and subscribe. That would really be helpful if you can subscribe to this. And please leave some comments if you've got anything to say about your experience, so I can... I'm not used to not seeing people in front of me and getting feedback. So any feedback will be very useful, and then I can adjust what people need. But for now, see you tomorrow.